Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at NECA's T-1000 motorcycle cop from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This figure was released back in 2011 and as such it doesn't feature quite the articulation standards that we get on the recent NECA figures. It does however come in very nice packaging. I do love this style of side panel with the picture on, and also it comes with quite a few different accessories. On the back of the packaging we can see an image of the toy there. We've also got three of the other releases. We've got the T-1000 steel mill version, the endoskeleton and the Battle Across Time T-800. A more advanced Terminator composed of mimetic polyalloy, a liquid metal that allows it to take the shape and appearance of anyone or anything it touches. In his continued pursuit of John Connor, the T-1000 arrives at Cyberdyne Systems disguised as a motorcycle cop. Armed with an MP5 submachine gun, the T-1000 resumes his mission to terminate John and anyone who gets in the way. So here we have the T-1000 then. Now as this figure is from 2011, the articulation on this isn't quite up to what we'd expect from the more modern day NECA figures. However, the limits on the articulation are restricted mainly to the legs. So if we look closer at his head then, I've got no complaints whatsoever with the facial sculpt. It's hard to see much of his face because of the helmet and the glasses. The helmet is absolutely brilliant. It's got a shiny finish to it, so it looks like a real motorcycle helmet. And the shades, as you can see there, when you hit the light properly, they've got a reflective material on them. And the joint on the head on this is actually at the bottom of the neck, so that enables these figures to be swapped out with the different T-1000 heads. There are quite a few different ones and you can mix and match among the whole line. We've also got a nicely sculpted police badge at the front. We've got printed on Los Angeles Police on both shoulders. On the back there's not a great deal to see, just a nicely sculpted jacket. The arm articulation is exactly what it should be. We can bring these out. We've got ball hinges at the shoulders, at the elbows and at the wrists. This arm does actually pop out. It is a bit tight, but it does go. And once you've got that removed, we can put in this piece, which has a ball hinge attached to it, so you can still use all the articulation. It does actually have a separate belt, but it's glued on, but it is made of rubber and it's added over the top. This little walkie-talkie piece doesn't come off. Well, it might snap off if you're not careful with it. And on this side, you can just make out we've got a little holster there that you can put his gun in. It does have one of those little clip things on there, but it's so tiny because it's flexible. It's a little bit tricky to do that. And we do have articulation at the waist, but you do have to be a little bit careful around this area. As for the legs at the top, there is no movement whatsoever, that's just solid. But he does actually have ball hinge knees. You can swivel them about. The only thing with that is, once you've moved it, you've got to get it back in the right pose to get him to stand up again. And he does only seem to have the one standing pose where he'll balance properly. Another nice little detail, you can see the liquid metal on the bottom of his foot there. But on this foot, I think that's more sloppy paint than meant to be liquid metal. I'm sure I could get that off. So both of his regular hands have trigger fingers, and we get this little submachine gun thing. That fits in there pretty nicely, and we've got the trigger finger going through there, so that looks pretty good. And for his other hand, we can fit his little gun in there as well. And again, trigger finger goes through there quite nicely. So the leg articulation aside, this is an absolutely brilliant figure. And what's more, NECA have done loads of different T-1000s in various stages of battle damage. So you can mix and match parts as much as you like. You can swap the heads, you can have the head without the helmet on, you can have those big claw metal arm things that he's got, you can have big bullet holes through his head, through his body. The options are endless on these guys, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So if you can overlook the bad articulation on the legs, I highly recommend this figure. So this has been Luke with the T-1000 Motorcycle Cop. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.